Welcome to ECCB Connects, a program produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank designed to share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. On this episode, we are shining a light on a growing problem: financial scams. More and more, people are being tricked out of their hard-earned money by schemes like Creative Alliance and others that look sweet on the outside but leave victims broke and broken. We will share information to help you to understand how these scams work and how you can protect yourself and your families. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Have you seen the Grenada 50? The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, in collaboration with the government of Grenada, issued the Grenada $50 note in July 2024 to commemorate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. The Grenada 50 is printed on polymer. It is the same size and includes similar security features as the current EC banknotes in circulation. This limited edition $50 banknote was issued exclusively in Grenada, but it can be used in any of the ECCB member countries. The Grenada $50 note is legal tender. This means that it can be used for any of your standard and over-the-counter business transactions. Alousia, thank you for joining us on ECCB Connects for this important discussion as we try to understand how financial scams work and how we can protect ourselves and, of course, our money.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Let's start with the basics. What is a financial scam?
A financial scam is any deceptive practice or fraudulent scheme that is aimed at tricking someone or persons into giving up their money or sensitive financial information. A financial scam is part of what we call, more broadly, financial fraud. And financial fraud, similarly, encompasses or involves any illegal activity that is designed to deceive someone to gain a financial advantage. Some common types of financial scams include investment fraud, and these types of scams promise high returns with little to no risk, and they often involve fake investments or securities. We also have phishing scams, and these types of scams involve fake emails, texts, or websites that trick victims into revealing their personal information. We also have fake prize scams, which involve claims of winning the lottery or sweepstakes and require payment in order to receive your prize money.
Alousia, we have heard quite recently about people in our region being caught up in scams like the Creators Alliance. Walk us through this particular type of scam and how it works.
So Creators Alliance is a type of pyramid scheme. And what that is that it involves persons recruiting members to join this type of activity. The monies were used to convert into cryptocurrency and passed on to the perpetrators of that scam. And in return, the persons who were required to watch certain copyrighted material, certain videos. So if you were able to look at a certain number of videos over a period of time, then you would receive money in return for that. So that is why we say it's a pyramid scheme, because it did not involve specifically a type of investment. And that is the difference between the pyramid scheme and the Ponzi scheme. In the Ponzi scheme, there's no recruiting of persons for the investment. In the pyramid scheme, you have persons who are already involved being used to bring more persons on.
What are some of the red flags that people missed with Creators Alliance?
One of the things is that there was no authorization. One of the things we like to tell persons is that if somebody is coming to you to ask you to give up money for a certain type of activity, verify. trust but verify. Look to see whether the person has a license. In the case of Securities, whether they are licensed by the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission to engage in the type of activity that they are engaged in, or licensed by another financial authority. It could be in the region, in your country. They offer a quick return, fast and high, quick return, and there's no risk, basically no risk for engaging in that type of activity. So these are some of the red flags. One, that they're not authorized. Two, they are offering a return that is what we term to be too good to be true, that you make a lot of money within a short space of time, and also that in order to make more money, you have to recruit persons to be part of the scheme.
Alousia, sometimes the people who come with these great opportunities are our really good friends, sometimes even church members. How can we spot when this is a really good chance or it's just a setup?
Like I said, trust but verify. And even though the person is your very close bosom buddy, closest friend, your church member, or even your family members, and they invite you to these types of into these types of activities, you still need to trust, yes, but verify. And verification is through your regulator, the regulated entity. For example, in our case, the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission, or the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, or the regulator in the country, the Financial Services Commission or Regulatory Authority in your country. The other thing is that every investment comes with a risk. And if that person says to you that you can make a lot of money in a short space of time without having to take any risks or to do anything or to invest in an activity where they were telling you that there's no risk, that is a big, huge, huge red flag. So every investment comes with the possibility that you can lose some or all of your investment. So that is why we have persons available who the commission licenses that are able to assist you in making your investment decisions.
Sometimes when we see the persons who fall victim to these scams, we have a tendency to say, but that person should know better, I think that was a smarter person. Alousia, how do people who we say are or should be smart, how do they still fall for these things?
The persons who come to you are persons who you trust, persons who are in the same faith as you. They go to the same church. And that is why we say you really need to trust but verify. And also, more importantly, educate yourself. You need to find out what a scam is, what exactly you need to look out for when you are approached by these unsuspecting persons, because they themselves may not know that it is a scam, and they believe that it's something good that they're bringing to you. So you have to be a little more conscious and be able to make sure that you do all your homework and do all the verification that is necessary. Ask all the right questions before you participate.
Now, with modern technology, I suppose that the scammers have gotten more sophisticated. What trends have you noticed with scammers using the technology?
One of the areas that we have now is AI, and that is it's new, yes, and emerging. We have persons who use people's images and offer investments to persons using these persons' images and their voices through AI. We also have the usual suspects, which is the phishing scams. That is still an area that is very prevalent, where you have persons sending you emails and telling you that having persons give up their financial information, their account information, their account details. That is still an issue. And we also have scams involving cryptocurrency, the most recent being that of FTX, most well known among the persons in the Caribbean. We have FTX, that is a company that was engaged in a crypto exchange that went bankrupt. It was domiciled in the Bahamas.
Now, let's say that someone has already handed over their money and then they realize that this can be a scam. What steps should they take?
First of all, you go to the police, because it is in most countries, that type of activity is criminal or is criminalized. You can go to the Financial Intelligence Unit to verify and to also make a report. And of course, the criminal authorities in the jurisdiction. The ECSRC also, we do have, and we do receive complaints. We have a complaints form on our website at www.ecsrc.com, where persons can go on and fill out a simple form and put in information in there about any type of fraudulent activity or any complaint that they have. And the Commission can investigate and pass on that information to the authorities. In most cases, when persons do face or they have been victims of fraud, they tend not to want to report because they feel embarrassed or they feel that persons will judge them. So we have that feature on our website, or that tool on our website, that would provide that level of information. And we can, as a Commission, pass on that information to the respective authority in the member country so that they can investigate.
Alousia, what is one key thing that you want people to take away from this discussion when someone comes with the next big thing, promising to double their money in quick time?
At the outset, if somebody comes to you and tells you that they can double your money in quick time, that is already a scam. Verify and educate yourself to know what an investment, a legitimate investment is, how, what sort of authorization is required. And of course, you have the ability, you have the resources to contact the regulators, the financial intelligence units in your country to verify that what is being offered to you is actually something that is legitimate and good, that you should be participating in.
Anything else that you would wish to add?
What I would like to let persons know is that if you are approached by anyone offering you that type of opportunity to make money quickly, and they tell you that it's easy, and you see other persons participating, you should always trust but verify. Verify that the person come to use the resources that are available to you through your regulators, even the police department. You can go and, of course, educate yourself. Educate, educate, educate. We can't stress that enough.
Alousia, thank you very much for joining us for this important discussion.
Thank you very much. It was great to be part of this program.
And now for this week's financial tip.
Plan how much you need to spend before leaving home to go shopping.
We've come to the end of this week's episode of ECCB Connects. We heard some great insights about the tactics scammers use, some red flags to look out for, and what you can do if you have been caught in a financial scam. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay alert and stay informed.